the climate crisis and its link to natural resources and conflicts. The ATD meeting is an assembly of African and Caribbean members of the Security Council, which provides a mechanism for construction and coordination on issues affecting Africa and the Caribbean. She further called on African countries to consult more frequently to ensure that Africa's voice is not only heard, but its interests are pursued in international organizations. The transformation that is ongoing in the fishery industry, very tremendous. Like, we are pleased to announce that the National Fishery and Agricultural Authority has secured a semi-industrial fishing vessel named the Sea King. The Sea King is Liberia's first ever fiberglass semi-industrial fishing vessel, specially constructed in Oman with support from the World Bank through the Liberia Sustainable Management of Fishery projects. The vessel is now sailing proudly to Liberian waters, marking the dawn of a new fishing era. One that combines technology, sustainability, and opportunity. As the regulator, the National Fishery and Agricultural Authority is taking bold steps forward by seeking a private partner, preferably a Liberian company, to manage this accomplished vessel on a public-private partnership arrangement. This vessel isn't just a ship, it is a symbol of transformation for Liberia's blue economy, unlocking jobs, boosting productivity, and putting our nation on a global fishery map. Also, on yesterday, the National Fishery and Agricultural Authority hosted its second Fishery Development Partners Coordinator Group meeting, a major step in building stronger synergies, aligning efforts, and charting a clear strategic direction for Liberia fishery sector. During the meeting, NAFA unveiled the following: a new organizational logo of the entity, progress on the National Fishmonger Database, development of aquaculture data system, cutting-edge fishery monitoring center technology, plans for a regional office in Hapo, Maryland County, the bold decentralization strategy, the celebration of World Fishery Day, November 2025, the much anticipated arrival of the Sea King vessel, reduced lessening fees for artisanal fishermen, announcement of the Fishery Investment Conference in February 2026. The entity notes that with growing confidence and support from partners like the World Bank, the European Union, co-chair, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, the UNDP, US Embassy, Egyptian Embassy, OPEC funds for international development, and JICA, the future of Liberia's fishery is brighter than ever. With emphasis on data quality, NAFA is positioning itself as the one-stop shop for real-time, reliable fishery and aquaculture data in Liberia. Those were the few issues that we had to throw light on. We already announced the signing of the production sharing contracts. That production sharing contracts through the Liberia Petroleum Regulatory Authority, or PRA, with Atlas Oranto Petroleum, granting exploratory rights over offshore blocks 15, 16, 22, and 24. The signing ceremony took place in Paris, France, and the contracts, which include a signature bonus of 16 million and an estimated investment value of 200 million per block, represent an important step in reviving Liberia's oil and gas sector after more than a decade of limited activity. The signing followed a recent agreement with Total Energies and further demonstrate Liberia's readiness to responsibly engage credible investors. President Baka welcomed the signing and described the agreement as a goal to ensure that Liberia resources is managed with transparency and responsibility. The President further said, implemented with strict standards of environmental protection, strong local participation, and clear accountability so that Liberians benefit directly from the opportunities created. Atlas Oranto, a privately held African oil group founded in 1991, operates in several African countries. In Liberia, the company's activity will be guided strictly by the national laws and oversight to guarantee responsible exploration. As required by law, their full production sharing contract will be forwarded to the National Legislature for ratification. Once approved and signed by the President, they are expected to boost investment in Liberia's energy sector, create jobs, and contribute to the long-term goals of President Baka's arrest agenda for inclusive development. Thank you for your attention, and I will now pause and entertain questions if there are any.
So that's it. That was the voice of Honorable Daniel Otisanga. He's the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs here at MICAT. So Honorable Daniel spoke on key national issues. He highlighted government ongoing projects and programs. He also provided updates on the President's engagement at the ongoing 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. So next is questions and answers.
Thank you. My name is Mopoli, and I'm a group for inside Liberia. I want to say many thanks to the minister and all of you for stating what the minister is doing. But my question has to do with the compact.
Go ahead, sir.
In 2015 to 2021, Liberia won copper, and that grain was actually used for electricity and data roll. Now, fortunately for Liberia, we have won, the second aspect of copper.
We have not won yet.
We on a verge, right? Designated. Thank you so much, and we hope that we win. So, if we have the opportunity to win, what is the concentration of the government in terms of using such a grant so that the Liberian people can benefit? Lastly, Minister, we saw on a Facebook page of, the former Secretary General, that's the chairperson of CDC, that again, currently he's the lead person for STEM. He had designated the 17th of December for another protest. Is the government informed of this? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Desmond Wu and I report for Democracy Watch newspaper. So I must first and foremost acknowledge the government for that historic milestone of the signing of that petroleum deal in Paris, France. A couple of few questions that we got to ask on behalf of the Liberian people that include the President Joseph Namabuaka make a statement there at the UN Women Council where he made the commitment of the Liberian government and zero tolerance to what we call traditional practices, and therefore his government will make sure to put stop to all of those what he described as harmful practices. But when Democracy Watch take our microphone, several women of Liberia have raised issues about, but the president now, how does he intend to abolish this practice of which the first lady of our republic, Madam Katuma Buaka, who hails from Bomi County, allegedly went undone, which is through the Senate, not the Senate, but the Senate Bush, if I stand up, we correct the Senate Bush or the Pro. I think the woman should stand for the Pro. I may not be too right. The Senate, okay, thank you. So the president now is saying that that identical tradition of Liberia is.
Be clear with the question.
Yeah, the question be very clear.
Yeah.
The president make a commitment in the U.S. that upon the commitment of the president, they are coming to put stop, complete stop to what he described as harmful practices, and that which entails of the traditional thing, taking our women to the Senate Bush for whatever thing that they have been doing there. So Liberian women being concerned, but when the president is coming to put stop to this, but we are also concerned about the wife of the president, who is the first lady of our republic, who has allegedly went through that. So how do the president intend to put stop to that and to also undo what his wife, the first lady, have went on? So the second concern is.
That was more. I want to restate the question.
Okay, for the benefit of the rural Liberians.
Be clear,
Short. The president said he will put stop to our women, our mothers, our sisters going into the Senate Bush. That was part of the commitment of the Liberian government. But Liberian women said, oh, but let's see what we will not get used to in the country. In fact, long before it has been our civilization, our tradition. So if the president can put stop to the thing, initially under the former administration, it was bound. But now the president said, in fact, he can tell it bound or and put stop to it completely. So the people are saying, the Liberian women are saying, if the president put stop to the thing completely, so what becomes of some who are interested? Moreover, the wife of the president, who is the first lady of the Republic of Liberia, who allegedly went through the rings and fire of the Senate Bush. They can tell you, I'm saying, according to them.
Okay, so I got a first question.
Good. So the second concern is the compact is a very historic and a national deal that Liberians, vote of politics, we must celebrate. 2013, as far back I can remember vividly, the first team approach I saw, and that was squarely into energy. That brought into the establishment of the McCoffey Hydro. So now that the theme of the MCC is now in country, You said something very prudently, but what I didn't get from you, probably you said it, I didn't get it. I would want you to be a little bit clearer. Which area of concentration, squarely, that this compact is seeking to invest? Is that energy or is that agriculture? Good. So the last question, Mr. Minister Woman. The last question is, Mr. Deputy Spokesperson, there is a major concern. Mr. Deputy Spokesperson, there is a very major concern as far as I'm concerned. Several intelligence have reached me, and I think there's a right moment. I don't know how will you describe this. And people from the audio visual of the ministry, and also people from NINA, and as well as yet this central hub of media affairs, MICAT, precisely, just recruited beneficiary media scholarship program for journalists in Egypt. Reached the ministry where journalists covering this place would have been benefited, from that gesture of the Egyptian government. And south of that, people from that area of audiovisual and that of not vision but Lina have become into quarrel in the closet. That what happened here was never fair. I said, well, we as journalists. What's the question? The question here is the government, is the ministry, the senior management team, is the senior management team aware about the several other quarrels in the corridors of the. Okay, thank you. Please come. Let me do the point, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Jackson Siafa, and I report for Sam TV. Mr. Minister, thank you for your nice presentation today. But let me just go straight to the questions. My first question has to do with this, the Sando society. It is a cultural practice, if I'm not mistaken. It has stood long for almost like a century or beyond. So critics are saying that your government is helping to get rid of the culture that we all inherited from our people, that your government is helping, in fact, to take the culture out of the system and adapt white people's culture. And the next thing here is the public may be interested into knowing exactly. I'm going to the question. Please give me a chance. The public is interested into knowing what will be the next step, because if you get rid of the system, a transformative livelihood of those who practice the system, what will be the next step that your government is going to take to see that those who were involved in the practice, or those who were heading the practice, will adapt to new system? So the next question has to do with the recognition of the Palestinian state. A record number of countries recognize the existence of the Palestinian state, despite Prime Minister Netanyahu's offensive on Hamas. Now, what is your government's standing positions on the issue of the existence of the two-state solution as enacted by the United Nations back in 1947?
Thank you. And last person, last.
So, my name is Joseph Salif, and I report for ABC Radio. Mr. Minister, you just read the release coming from the executive mansion as it relates to Oronto Petroleum. This company, in 2006, under Madam Salif, this company paid over $12 million for one of the oil block and sold that oil block to Chevron for over $150 million. That was one of the biggest controversies. Even the Forbes magazine published a story about Chevron bribing the national legislature honor the current head of that company, that is Ato Obochukwu. I may not pronounce his name the right way. But the president in the release that the president said a credible investment. A man who stole from the country, I can say, left this country for $12 million to our all black. Yeah. I can use allegedly, but Global Witness report even captured this individual.
So just raise a question and don't make allegations.
No, I'm not. But I'm getting to the question. I just have to lay the basis, because if we're talking about the past, we have to reference the past. We'll get to the future. That's what I'm saying. So because sure, because you know in past time we had issue of the Igbo Mar and Eton deal, right? So if you are looking at this current the Chevron investment that is coming on here, looking at the past, for $12 million and so our all black, and that individual did nothing in this country. Now the government is signing another concession with him, $16 million for bonus fee, and saying 200 million is coming for investment. What's the guarantee Liberians can get that they guy will do anything else, something that he never did in the past? That's my question. Thank you.
So that's it for questions. Next is answers by Honorable Daniel Sando, the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs.
Mokolo,
Yes, sir.
on your second question, I have said that I do not intend to distract our listenership from the positivity that we narrated here. The Chief Executive will be speaking anytime in the afternoon. MCC team is here to conduct an assessment. We have better things to talk about than to spend our time contemplating on people who want to protest. It's very important. It is not really important. But I'm not too sure you listen well. Because when I said, why are they in Liberia? Then you come back and say, which sector will the second compact focus on? I said, the team is here, that is in Liberia, to conduct a constraint to growth analysis, to be able to identify priority sectors for possible MCC support. So this should mean that they are not identified anywhere yet, whether it's the road infrastructure, whether it's energy, whether it's healthcare, they are not identified anywhere yet. They are on the ground. The constraint of global analysis they will do will inform the decision to say, look, Liberia as a country is lagging behind in terms of road infrastructure. For example, road infrastructure. So the second compact will want to target or focus on the road infrastructure of the country. It's also possible to say that, look, healthcare is a major challenge for the country. So we want to invest in health. But as of now, I can't stand behind the to tell you which sector they want to select. In fact, that would be like undermining the essence of their visit here. So what we can do is to be hopeful and remain engaging with the team as they come to assess the environment. Also, we have to be mindful of the information we put out there, because they are here to speak to stakeholders. They are also here to speak to development partners. So development partners follow media entities, they follow the newspaper, they follow the radio station. So what you put out there will also inform the decision. So while they are here, let us engage with them. Like I said, they come here to MICAT at 3 o'clock. We meet us. After the meeting, you can stay back and maybe have a walk with the IT minister. He will tell you what the conversation, what the meeting was like. Desmond.
Yes, sir.
We always said, stress the need to pay attention to the points we make. So, I read for you verbatim what the president said at the conference yesterday. Make key commitments. Zero tolerance for gender-based violence. Nationwide awareness campaign. And education with dedicated budgetary allocation. How is it a wrong idea? A permanent ban on harmful cultural practices. Is a Sunday Bush a harmful cultural practice?
It's unbound.
So I do not know where you're coming from. But what I do know is that from him the president talk about harmful cultural practices. For example, what about tribal ordeal? So why a man wants Sunday Bush? Why you rescue the Sunday Bush? Okay, so what do you investigate with Sunday Bush? Yeah. We are reiterating on the president's commitment. A permanent ban on harmful cultural practices. Right? And say, Poro, and say Sunday Bush. So let us look.
FGM.
Let us be able, nothing but FGM mentioned here. Last day talk about National Youth Action Plan for Young Women and what have you. Let us be able to look beyond the horizon and say, for example, this is our cultural life. But this aspect of our cultural life is not empty. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're trying to extinguish the identical cultural aspect of our society. No. I'm from Gome County. The Poro is a traditional school for young boys. So you think I would say I can't castigate the Poro? No. So saying, women don't talk about Sunday, but saying you women want to talk about Sunday, me I would have.
And the women told me to talk about it.
So I don't know who goes Sunday. I can't tell you who not go there. And you don't call in even people that go there. Okay, so I think your second question on the same point about which sector the MCC contact person. I'm so very well. What is scholarship? You're one person who's supposed to go.
How?
Did you submit your passport?
I did.
Come on. The man asked a question, the whole world listening. If I bring to the spot to say you're one person who's supposed to go for a passport, they'll say, oh, son, imagine landing over the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So the point is say bring a passport.
The submission was late.
Your submission was late.
The order was captured. And our president, they are there. The order will be filed later.
So don't create the impression that the scholarship came and one with handpicked, but one of your colleagues, hello, one of your colleagues, how many persons benefiting?
4, 5, 6, 8. Here we see.
How many persons from here?
Here, there are 3. There are 3 from here. Trecon, Ebi, and Presidio. Yeah, 3.
Okay, so there are 2 persons from the MICAT report, right?
Yes. 2 persons. Ebi, Trecon Flamma. Trecon, yes, yeah.
Hello, listen to me. Listen to me. No, hold on a minute. Hello, hold on a minute. What we do is to provide you the opportunity. I need your undivided attention, please. We give you the opportunity, and even beyond that opportunity for Egypt, we still trying to arrange other opportunity for training for them. So I don't want you to paint a distorted picture that opportunity came, didn't prioritize you. No, we prioritize everybody here. But the spaces were limited, and of course, it was not just about MICAT. The state broadcaster was also invited, so they had to send their own people. So the 3 slots will have 2 persons from among you, 1 person from the public affairs department. You see people from audiovisual crime, the opportunity came with age limits. Excuse me.
Dinner is coming. Lina is capital.
Lina is part of it.
Lina is on it.
So I don't know who you're talking to. The people from audio visual, the training opportunity came with age limits.
Exactly.
So when you pass the age limit, we can't send you there. Secondly, when we get scholarship or get opportunity, say, okay, please submit the names within 1 week or 2 days. Who they provide passport benefit? If you don't have a passport, you're not benefit. So what I can encourage all of you to do is to ensure that you have a valid passport at all point in time. If there's some passport on here, then you go. By the time you'll not be here.
And on your birthday.
Okay, so that's the progress. So Jackson, you also talk about the government trying to get rid of Liberian culture. It's not true. You know, our president is a traditional man. He will not do anything to get rid of Liberian culture. But if there are practices that are harmful, we have to collaboratively work to curtail the practices. The next step that the government will take is what I outlined here. When these harmful practices are curtailed, the government says it will invest. It will invest in programs. Hear what he says. The arrest agenda is a plan that was costed over 8.38 billion over the next 5 years. And the implementation of this plan also incorporates gender equality, youth empowerment, education, healthcare, social development. Everything will be placed at the center of our national priority. So it will commit to end these harmful practices. Of course, you know the issue of gender-based violence that we are not being taken lightly, very seriously. So maybe if you want to seek recommendation for the Palatine State as Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, I'm in no position to determine the country's foreign policy. Maybe you can go to the foreign minister. She will tell you, well, Liberia recognizes the two-state solution, or Liberia recognizes this or that. I'm not in the position to comment on the country's foreign policy. The president is the president is the head of state. The foreign minister is the chief diplomat. The office is very close here.
And you communicate for the president and for the government.
So
You speak for the government.
the last person said he talked about the Toronto deal and what happened in a couple of years back. What I will tell you, your concerns are very important. Because even before this deal was signed, I heard people on social media, oh, they see Toronto, this and that. I give you one assignment, now we can answer to your question. You say, when this transaction occurred? So that avenue was exploited because of the law we had at the time. The 2019 law that we now have, it takes away over 70% of anything that will be earned on an oil block from the investor and the drug benefits. So there's no way you can now come to do what happened here. Somebody come to invest more money, buy the oil block, and go and resell it. Right? You now have capital income tax, a new law. A new law creates capital income tax. So if you just come to buy and sell, all that money will come to the country instead of you. I was speaking with somebody from Local, they tried to explain to me, but people will bring Local here so they can better explain it. But your own assignment will be go and take the two laws. What we had in 2006 and what happened in 2019.
And also the individual credit benefits.
I don't know who you call individual, I know the company.
Which act of, yeah.
You check what are they see before?
CEO of the company then, CEO of the company now.
Yeah, so what I can say to you, nothing wrong was done. Nothing wrong was done. You have a business. You're selling. Not come back on you. You value it, right? You sold it to me. Who has said to another business? But I'm saying that the new law we now have from 2019, it doesn't prohibit that. But what it does is that it puts the country in a position to get a significant portion of whatever profit that you earn on a block if you want to resell it. That was the clarity that it provided to me. Thank you very much. I'm told that the election is on Friday.
Yes.
And I wish all of you well. And we hope that the election can be conducted on an atmosphere of civility. Don't forget you're journalists. The last time the PL was racked by conflict, it took about 2 years for that problem to be resolved. We don't want to come here and somebody say, oh, I'm from a majority bloc, I'm from a minority bloc. So please go to the election peacefully, let your leadership, and we'll recognize all of you. Thank you.
So that's it for today's press briefing here at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. So today MICAT press briefing was addressed by Honorable Daniel Sando, the Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs here at MICAT. Honorable Sando spoke on key national issues, highlighting government's ongoing projects and programs. He also provided updates on the President's engagement at the ongoing 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA 2025. So once again, do join us Thursday for another edition of MICAT press briefing. Until then, have a God bless day. Thanks.